Hello. California scrub jay, Joel and I's favorite bird. Anyone? It's great. As Joel mentioned, my name is Michael Megna. I'm a fourth-year mechanical engineering major here at Cal Poly, and I'm originally from sunny San Diego, as Joel said. Like many folks who frequent the Front Porch, I can't exactly pinpoint when I first walked into the building. Whether it was the free coffee or the study spaces that drew me in, I'm still not too certain. Early on freshman year, though, Front Porch quickly became my go-to study or hangout space. It stayed that way for me for a while, to go to study or hang out or play pool in the back room. If you know, you know. It wasn't until my second year that I really got plugged into the community that is Front Porch. First off, with volunteering, along with two of my great friends who are both here tonight. Say hi, Gabby and Alex. Yeah. We opened Front Porch, so we get there bright and early. It's wonderful. We'd get there, we'd make coffee for everyone, and then we'd make ourselves breakfast in the kitchen. It was a wonderful time. The early morning crowd at Front Porch is truly a special group. From volunteering, I got the chance to meet the interns. At the time, that was Paul and Emily, who quickly became two of my closest friends. From venting about relationship woes on the kitchen counter with Emily to lots of laughter on the intern couch with Paul, Front Porch quickly became a very large part of my life. Importantly, Front Porch was a place to listen and a place to be heard, and I had never felt that way in a community before. Eventually, I made my way to a Front Porch worship gathering. Having been through my fair share of religious experiences, I thought that this would be similar. You know, we gather around, listen to some guy tell us what the Bible says, go home and do it again the next week. Front Porch is anything but that. I'd been going through a lot with the church community I was a part of at the time. I felt unheard, unappreciated, and burned out. As Joel mentioned, I was a worship leader. So I felt this unhealthy pressure to perfection and to performance, two things that don't go super great with worship, in my opinion. Front Porch showed me that it didn't have to be that way, and that I didn't have to come and be perfect. I simply had to come. That I didn't need to share the same exact thoughts as everyone in the building. I just had to share my own. I realized through Front Porch that following Jesus is far more than a monolithic or routine experience. It's a way of life, a way of love. I came to know that those a part of the Front Porch community are far from a homogenous group of evangelicals. They are diverse in identity and in thought, and it's beautiful because of that. I quickly became a regular at these gatherings. I had found my community, finally. With that, I also began leading a number of songs at Front Porch's worship gatherings. It was exactly what I needed. It was fun, it was lighthearted and intentional, and there's no pressure to be perfect. In fact, it's always a good time when we miss a note or start in the wrong key. There's grace for it all at Front Porch. Thinking about now, one of my all-time favorite memories was leading music for Front Porch's Christmas candlelight service. Gathered around, full of holiday cheer, singing Christmas carols together, lighting candles, and a wonderful talk by Joel. It was a beautiful night. That was the Christmas of 2019, which led into the year we all know and want to forget about. 2020. It seemed that I finally found my community, right? This beautiful Front Porch. And in a blink of an eye, as COVID-19 swept through the world as we knew it, it was taken away. I was forced to leave my university apartment and head back down home to San Diego. At home, I feared I would lose that connection with the Front Porch community I had just found. Though, looking back now, it couldn't have been further from the truth. Front Porch quickly transitioned to a virtual worship gathering and held other fun events on Zoom, like office hours or trivia. It was great. Which, it's made the virtual life, or the transition to virtual life, a bit more bearable. I even got to continue doing music for the worship gatherings, though, albeit without my own room at home. I did so from the confines of my car or from the backyard. We made it work. Leading for the Easter gathering that beautiful morning was definitely a morning to remember. Coming back to SLO this past year or so has given me plenty of time to reflect on the impact that Front Porch has had on my life. Having a place where I feel unconditionally loved and unconditionally accepted is everything to me. And for me, that place is Front Porch. Through the hard times or distant times, the fun times and the close times, Those who make up this community always have been there, to listen, to laugh, and to cry. It's incredibly difficult, perhaps impossible, for me to imagine my college experience without the Front Porch community. To close, if I was to leave you with one thing to remember about this little talk, it would be that Front Porch truly is a place where every person and every moment matter. It isn't just a writing on the wall or a fancy catchphrase or some text on a website. It's how life is lived together. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Dom, for those kind words. She told the story I was going to tell, but I'm still going to tell it because you get to hear from my perspective. So when I was thinking about what to say about Front Porch and the impact that it's had on me, I had such a hard time trying to narrow it down. So I figured I would just tell the story that Dom told. Before I came to college, my friend from church, Charlene, she was a Cal Poly alum, and we would go on walks every couple weeks during the summer, and she would give me advice for college. Her biggest piece of advice she told me every single time we hung out was go to Front Porch, but more specifically, meet Dom. So I came to SLO and Club Showcase, first week of school. I found the Front Porch booth. I was on a mission, and I marched right up, and Dom's there, and she goes, "Hi, have you heard of Front Porch?" I said, "Actually, yes. I'm looking for Dom." And she's like, "That's me." So we set up coffee, and it was good. I remember being so lonely. I was a first year. I had just moved to a new place. I had left my church community from home. I was craving spiritual conversation and guidance in my life. The very first time we sat down at Scout, she asked me how my time with God had been the first few weeks of school. I was so refreshed by the depth of that question. No one that I had met at that point in my college experience had thought or been brave enough to ask me about something so personal and spiritual. That's when I knew I wanted to keep getting coffee with her. Similar conversations continued every single week the entirety of that first year, until, of course, COVID happened. Scout stopped being our place once I moved home to San Diego, but my neighborhood is where I would walk in circles and talk to her on the phone every single week. That was one of the most consistent and grounding things during that turbulent time at the beginning of the pandemic. I was so touched that even though I didn't live in SLO anymore, Dom still wanted to spend time with me and get to know me. I eventually moved back, and again, we were able to get coffee every week or go on a walk, which has been wonderful. Dom has helped me walk through some of the hardest and the newest things in my life. Homesickness, mental health struggles, learning how to be an adult and take care of myself, cooking for myself, living with roommates, and navigating my spirituality and relationship with God. She has been a dear and faithful friend, and I've learned so much from her. Dom embodies a few things that I feel are very descriptive of the space and the place and the community that is Front Porch. First, she is safe. Dom holds no judgment for anyone, no matter what. And that is an attribute of Front Porch as well. Because of the safety of this place, people come here as they are, and they are taken as they are, and not only that, but celebrated as they are. In my experience in church, I have felt in certain church spaces a pressure to have everything figured out, or a fear about asking questions, or a need to conform to something, but Front Porch is very different. Front Porch, Dom, are safe places and safe people. I've been able to be more open and to grow more in my walk with God here because of the non-judgmental environment, a place that I believe Jesus would be proud to be a part of. Dom is also a person of love, as I believe Jesus is a person of love. She loves without expectation. She loves those that are different than her, and she loves in action, as does Front Porch. Front Porch has a love that is not passive, it's powerful. It's been in my life, and it has been for many others as well. I can't even tell you the amount of questions I get when volunteering and serving coffee of, wait, this is free? Like, I don't have to do anything. This is like 100% free. Do I need to like sign up for something or get on your email list? And no, it's just free because we're loving you, we're providing with you for serving you and giving you this tangible need. And it's kind of profound that people don't at first understand this. A love without an expectation, and a love of people from all backgrounds and all walks of life, and a love that acts to serve others. And that's the beauty of Front Porch. It loves. Finally, Dom is loyal. Week after week, she has been consistent in my life, and so has Porch. This is my quiet place on campus. It's my loud place too. It's where I get to serve coffee with my best friend Keegan once a week, and we have that time to connect no matter how busy our schedules are. It's where I've met people I would have never run into otherwise. I've studied here and cried here and learned here and rested here. I get fed here, literally and spiritually. I'm loved here. Front Porch and Dom have helped me grow into a person of love. Thank you, Front Porch, for celebrating me, and thank you, Dom, for everything. You and this place are vessels of the Spirit of God and love and all things good.